Hello everyone. Welcome to Stat Skill Hub. I'm Dr. Asha Jindal. In episode 1, we covered objects, and in episode 2, we covered vectors. One object holding many values of the same type. Today, we combine everything into the structure you will actually use for real work, the data frame. If you are new here, this is episode 3 of the full series. Episodes 1 and 2 are linked in description box below if you want the full picture first. Here is the plan. What is a data frame? Actually is how to build and inspect data frame, how to pull out columns and filter rows, how to add new columns, how to load a real CSV file, files, and then a full live demo, typing it all together. Just practice the quiz at the end. In episode 2, pages arrow C of 21, 22, 23 gave us a vector, one column's worth of data. Today's question is, what if you want ages and names together, lined up like rows in a spreadsheet? That's exactly what a data frame solves. 3 episodes in now. If you are still here, you are clearly getting something out of this. So subscribing costs you nothing and keeps the rest of the series showing you up in your feed. A data frame is R's version of spreadsheet. Rows are individual observations. Columns are variables. And this is the key connection back to last episode. Each column is just a vector. Look at this table. Name, age, score. Each of those columns is a vector you already know how to build. The data frame is just what ties them together row by row. Let's build one. First, three ordinary vectors. These are the three ordinary vectors, and I will combine them using this line. Let me give the demonstration directly. We'll move to RStudio. They have defined name arrow C of Anna, Ravi, Lee, age arrow C of 21, 22, 23, 18. Score arrow C of 88, 92, 79, 81. All three of them are vector. And now I'm combining them. Students arrow data dot frame C bracket name age score bracket close. Just see the result. Run first vector, run second vector, run third vector, run combined statement, and run this. That's it. Three vectors you already know how to make wrapped into one table like this. The moment you load or build any data frame, you should run str students first. It shows you every column's name, type, this is the type, and preview of its values. This should be a reflex. Beyond that head, when I run, shows the first few rows. You could see that. Along with the headings, it is showing first few rows. Next, tail students, when you run, it shows again with the heading, last few rows. When you run n row, data frame name, it tells you there were 4 rows. And when you run n column students, it gives you number of columns. Summary, you can select it. students, run. It gives you quick statistics on every column once. Just see on every column. This is the first column name. Length is 4, class character, mode is character. All 5 statistics, minimum, first quartile, median, mean, third quartile, maximum of both the columns as they are numeric. There are a few ways to pull out a single column. The most common is the dollar sign. Like here, I have used a file name, dollar, and the column I want to pull, the way it is mentioned in your data set. As the R is case sensitive, I have written age. If I will run this, see the result. It gave me all the values of column age, which you could see that age is 21, 22, 23, 18. Now, another way to do the same thing is students, close bracket, comma, variable you want to take. That is the age. So I will say you can also use bracket notation with the column name, students, bracket, comma, age, and run. You will get one and the same way. And also you can obtain it same thing by position. Students, bracket, comma, position of the variable is second. So again, if you run, you will get one and the same result. All three written the exact same vector, 21, comma 2018. You will see dollar, the most in real code. So get comfortable with it first. Next, I'm coming to the filtering. Now, the part that makes data frame genuinely useful, filtering option. Students, bracket, students, dollar, core greater than, rates left to right, as give me the rows of students whose score is greater than 80. You could see the result when I run. Ravi and Mamta pass this test. Lee's score is 79. So Lee's row disappears from the result. This single pattern condition inside the brackets, comma, nothing after, is one of the most common things you will write in R. Similarly, you can create brand new columns the same way you had create a vector. Students dollar passed arrow, students dollar score greater than and equal to 80 creates a column called passed and writes true wherever score is greater than 80 or higher, false otherwise. See the result when I run. Again, to view the results, I have run students. Just see, new column is added with the title passed, and wherever score is more than 88, it is added true. Where it is less than 80, it is false. So notice this is the same vectorization idea from episode 2. The comparison runs against every row at once. No loop needed. Everything so far we typed by hand. Real dataset almost never work that way. They arrive as Excel, CSV, SAS, any other formats which are exported from Excel, Google Sheets, or a database. Now the one line can load the whole thing, which I am demonstrating it now. Let's move back to the presentation mode. If you want to load the CSV file, use this line, data arrow read.csv in bracket, that path, entire path, codes, close bracket, and then view data. Then you can read the CSV file also. This one line loads an entire spreadsheets into a data frame. And always run str or heads immediately after loading a CSV or any file. It's the fastest way to catch a column that imported wrong before it causes problems in it. Two mistakes that catch almost everyone early on. First, forgetting the comma. Students, close bracket, students dollar score greater than 80, bracket close, without the comma throws an error because data frame needs in bracket rows, comma, columns. The comma matters. Second, column name, typos. Students dollar score. If you write score with the capital S, returns nothing. The real column is lowercase core. R is case sensitive here too, same as it was with variable names back in episode 1. In RStudio, build a data frame of 4 friends with name, city, and age. Print just the city column. Filter to friends older than 21. Add a column called adult using age greater than and equal to 18. When you are done, tell me the comments how many friends passed your filter. I read through everyone and it genuinely shapes what I cover next. Quick check, pause and answer in your head. Number 1, in a data frame, each column is a vector. Second, students $H selects column, which loads a CSV file into R. Read.csv bracket. Comment your score, and if you got all three, that's good sign. This series is actually sticking. For anyone using this series for a job or exam preparation, this comes up a lot. What is a data frame in R? A table-like structure where each column is a vector and each row is one observation. Next, how do you select a single column? Using the dollar sign. Example, df dollar column, bracket notation like df, close bracket, comma, column name in quotes, bracket close. How do you filter rows by a condition? Bracket notation with the logical test before the comma. Before you go, sit with this. What's the relationship between a vector and a data frame column? Why do you need a comma in the get rows, comma, columns? What does read.csv C bracket actually return? Homework, build a data frame of 5 movies you have watched with the title, year, rating. Then run str, filter the ratings above 7 and add a column called grade for ratings above. Post which movies made you great. Put in the comments. I will reply to as many as I can. 3 episodes in, and you can now build, inspect, filter, transform, and load real data sets in R. That's genuinely the core of everyday's data work. A lot of professional R code is just these operations, repeated on bigger tables. If this series has been useful, hit subscribe and tap the bell icon. Drop a like if this helped. Tell me your homework results below, and I will see you in episode 4. Thank you. Happy learning.